They'd made it despite the lack of money, despite Mum's problems at work. They'd made it to the seaside. And in only 10 minutes, Sasha would dive into the water. The street twisted. The sidewalk was almost entirely blocked by advertisements for tourist attractions. The Swallow's Nest, Massandra, Nikitsky Botanical Garden, Alupka Palace. The din of video games filled the air. A mechanical voice coming from a metal contraption in front of the arcade offered palm reading. Sasha ignored it all and instead stood on tiptoes. And finally saw the sea. Restraining herself from breaking into a gallop, she ran down a steep hill toward the high tide, toward the happy squeals of children and the music of beachside cafes. So close. Of course, the closest beach had an entrance fee. Not letting herself be annoyed by a simple fee, Sasha ran around the fence, jumped off a low concrete railing, and felt the pebbles crunch under her feet. She found a spot on the rocks, threw her towel and sundress down on her beach bag, took off her sandals, and made her way down, wincing from the gravel biting into her feet. As soon as she got to the water, she dove in and swam. This was happiness. In the first second, the water seemed cold. In the second, warm, like freshly drawn milk. Right near the beach, seaweed and fragments of plastic bags swayed gently in the waves. But Sasha swam farther and farther away, and the water became clear, leaving behind inflatable mattresses and children with bright-coloured floaties. The sea opened all around her, and a scarlet buoy flashed like a sign of perfection between two stretches of turquoise cloth. Sasha dove, opened her eyes, and saw a school of grey, elongated fish. On the way back, she ran. Mum was probably worried. The uphill road seemed unexpectedly long and steep. She stopped at a store where a harried saleswoman sold bread, eggs, and potatoes, and the queue was long and solemn. After enduring the line for nearly half an hour, Sasha filled up her bag with groceries and ran down the street that leads to the sea into the garden with the peacock trees. A man stood near a rental agency, a green booth with permanently closed shutters. Despite the heat, he wore a dark denim suit. Under the peak of his dark blue cap, his face had a jaundiced, waxy tint. Dark glasses reflected the sun's rays, but Sasha managed to catch his glance. She cringed. She looked away from the strange man, entered the hallway that smelled of many generations of cats, and walked up to the second floor, to the door upholstered in black faux leather with a tin number 25 on it. Every morning, Sasha and her mother woke up at 4, when their neighbours, the young couple, returned from a nightclub. The neighbours stumbled up and down the corridor, made tea, made the bed springs creak, and eventually fell quiet. Sasha and her mother dozed off again and woke up next around 7:30. Sasha made instant coffee for both of them. The kitchen sink brimmed with dirty plates. The neighbours apologised profusely for the mess, but never did the dishes. And they headed for the beach. On the way to the shore, they bought little cups of yoghurt or freshly steamed corn, sparkling with salt crystals or jam donuts. They rented one plastic lounge chair to share, spread their towels over it, and ran toward the water, stumbling on the sharp gravel and hissing from pain. They plopped into the water, dove in, and lingered in the waves. On the second day, Sasha got a sunburn, and Mum smeared yoghurt on her shoulders to calm the sting. On the fourth day, they went on a harbour cruise, but the waves were choppy, and both of them felt a touch of motion sickness. On the fifth day, there was a real storm, and half-naked lifeguards strolled around the beach, announcing, "Can't swim, alligators abound," as Sasha's mother quoted from an old children's rhyme. Sasha played with